I had to separate myself from her happiness. You make yourself happy. I'll make myself happy. Then we'll come together happy.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, the way it was said. So do you ever envy those so-called hashtag couples goals?
Well, you know, when you first fall in love with someone, you get butterflies every time you see them.
You lust them.
You're infatuated with them.
You want to be with them all the time, like best friends.
Do you want that to last forever?
Together, let's discover what it takes to say a massive yes to all the above through our topical discussions, our world-renowned guests that will help guide the way to a happier, sexier, and fun-loving relationship.
We're not doctors or therapists. We are just two normal individuals who have had many ups and downs in our 23-year relationship.
And counting.
We've amassed our own wisdom over the years, but we're still learning, just like you.
Nina and I believe you can have it all and still live your best lives, as long as you're willingly and consistently discover each other in new ways. And that right there is what the show is all about.
We're Nina.
And Roger.
And this is
the Hannah Real Show. Yeah, baby. Well, hello, I know you guys have missed us because we've been gone for a little while. So in case you forgot, my name is Roger, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Nina.
Yeah, baby.
And we are the Hannah Real Show. Talk to me, baby.
I was trying to, but I didn't want to interrupt you halfway through. It was so good. It was only 1 week we were off, but it felt like forever.
A little bit more.
No, it was only last week we didn't do it. Maybe. Well, yeah, this week, absolutely, 100% right.
We're late today.
Yes. And you know why? I mean, this shouldn't be any excuse, and we apologize for not showing up for you guys last week. We were away. We were away on a very once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity that we got, which was a trip with my mother-in-law.
Yeah. Well, what we did is we went and surprised my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law and my sister.
Your mom, not mother-in-law.
Oh, sorry.
My mother-in-law, your mama. You said that and my heart just flipped. I was like, your mother-in-law?
I don't know why I said no. My mama was going away with my sister and her family. And, I was just talking to my sister, and I talked to my mom every day, and they were talking about it. And I just threw the seed out there. I'm like, what if we go and surprise them? Because they were going to Florida, doing a little bit of Disney, doing a little bit of Universal, doing a little bit of just chilling by a pool.
We didn't really want to go to Florida because we just were there 2 months ago, but we wanted to go down south.
Yeah. So anyways, we just last minute we decided, fuck it.
Last minute,
and we drove again.
We say spontaneous. This was fucking spontaneous.
This is very spontaneous. Anyway, so we went down there. We did this whole thing, and
we packed the whole family in our truck, including our dog, and we fucking drove to Florida again, the second time in 2 months.
18 hours for some of you guys who don't know. 18 hours across, a good chunk of the U.S.
7 states, dude. 8 states, and ours 9. So yeah, we went through all the states.
There you go.
The reason why I'm never doing this again, ever, 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 I know I said this last time, is because it was horrendous. Yeah. It was horrible. I was holding to
the drive.
Yeah, the drive. It was so bad for 2 days. Yeah. And I am so lucky and so grateful to have such an amazing, designated driver in the family. My husband is amazing. He was so good.
Not that she's always drunk.
I mean, but it's funny because every sign I see it says, you're lucky to have a designated driver. I was like, wow, I am lucky. And it was all over the, the highway in the States. But I was like, I am lucky. I do have an amazing designated driver. He's so good because we went through, you guys, all the fucking seasons. From freezing rain to cold to snow.
We started snow. Yeah, we started snow.
Freezing rain?
No, the freezing rain was after the fog, no?
No, it was before. It was freezing rain when we woke up.
Yeah.
And then the fog was after that in the mountains.
Okay, so freezing rain when we woke up through like a fog that, I don't know, I've never seen before. It's like.
This is West Virginia, you guys. It's all mountains and it's all, it's so scary driving through that fog because you can't see shit. even 20 feet away from you. It's crazy.
And on the way back, it wasn't so foggy. And we noticed that there were signs everywhere saying that it's prone to fog.
Extreme fog. Yeah,
but of course, we didn't see those fucking signs because they were stuck in fog.
But it wasn't just a fog. We got into a tornado for 5 hours through Savannah, which was
crazy.
Horrendous.
And I couldn't believe that there was motorcycles riding by us and on the other side of the highway in these extreme rain. Like, I mean, it was almost as hard to see as the fog.
Dude, it was tornado.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, I mean, and we were in the middle of it. My sister-in-law and her husband were ahead of us by 6-7 hours. They messaged us saying, you guys, we checked on the radar. You guys are going to be in the middle of the tornado at this time. And it was exactly what they said it was going to happen.
At 3 p.m., you're going to hit a tornado. 3:05.
But it's true. Like, this is the reason why we did not record a podcast. First of all, we're still recovering from that anxiety. Yeah. Second, we've had not even a second to ourselves since we got home on
with
Monday
the kids, nieces, nephews, grandma was being my mom, and our dog, and so we didn't have a minute alone, other than on what's that sky roller coaster. No, it wasn't a roller coaster. It was like
a ride.
Yeah, it was like a train ride kind of thing.
Well, we did manage to steal few alone moments here and there. Like on the beach, we went for an hour walk, you and I alone. Okay. That was really good.
Yep.
We did a few little things.
Even dinner, we ended up by ourselves for dinner because we were just kind of separated from everybody
on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Was it a Saturday? I couldn't tell, but
it was a Saturday night. We're at the Disney.
We happened to be in a park that is dry, meaning that there's no alcohol whatsoever. And not that we needed to have fun, but we needed to have fun when these kids are going crazy. So,
if you know Disney, which one was it? Not the Animal Kingdom. What was the other one? The Princess one, the Magic Kingdom.
Magic.
That was the only one that's dry. And what we bought the ticket for Magic fucking Kingdom.
But anyways, long story short, we ended up going to say, okay, well, let's set up a dinner for everybody. And we were trying to get for 11 people. It was almost impossible because there's the only place you can have a drink, like a glass of wine or something like that, would be in the restaurants. And anyways, we sat there and tried to accommodate this dinner. But then as I'm doing that, I'm messaging my sister. My sister's like, oh, we already set up a place because mom needed to sit down. I'm like, okay, so you guys ate or eating. My kids already ate. I'm like, okay, so it's just the two of us. I haven't eaten.
And they were all watching fireworks and right. So they didn't need us. So we took off.
So we had a nice little
dinner.
We had a nice little romantic dinner, and it just happened that's when the fireworks were blown.
And we saw them on the window.
Yeah, there was like a little.
And we had our bottle of wine.
There you go.
Don't forget that part.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
So this was the just summary of our trip of 10 days of trip with the family, which was really, 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 really good. We had a great time, which fell.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
On the 15th, 14th, I mean.
I wanted to make sure. I was just wanted to ask the ladies out there. Nina brought me to a point so that we could transition to it. But I want to ask some of the ladies out there, the girlfriends, the wives, the whatever you are. Did your husband or boyfriend, whatever it is, do something great for you on Valentine's Day? Because there's a day for men. I know a lot of you guys know about it, but I figured I wanted to spread a little bit more awareness. You never know. There might be one person.
You're just being a really good human and doing good things for the world.
Absolutely. You never know. There might be one person out there who doesn't know. And if I help one, I help all. And that is Steak and BJ Day. That is,
baby.
What is it, March 14th? So a month after. So, guys, if you really think about it, the greater you do on Valentine's Day, well, the better your steak will be. So, March 14th, you gotta raise awareness, and we didn't end up doing anything March 14th.
Oh no! We ended up doing things. We didn't eat steaks. But we did. We had steak on the 16th.
Wait, to be honest, I
bought steaks on the 16th. Do you remember that?
But it was we were also sitting by a pool with the whole entire family all day and blah, blah, blah. But I don't remember what happened at night. I mean, we had a pretty good...
Every day, a lot happened.
Yeah, every day.
We had our own little room down there, away from the whole entire family.
So there might not have been a steak on March 14th.
Let's not talk about that. Because I know for a fact our family listens to our podcast, so
do they?
We don't want to give them any imagination.
Well, speaking of steak and blowjob day, did you know that my dick was in the Guinness Book of World Records for a little while?
What? Why a little while?
Well, I mean, the librarian came and told me to take it out, so I couldn't leave it in there. Anyways, so steak and BJ day. Don't forget it. Make it better. Make Valentine's Day better so your steak can be better. And that's it. That's my public service announcement for today.
You never cease to amaze me, baby. For 20 years, you've been the king of one-liner. My king of one-liner and jokes like this. I love you. Which is why I always emphasize to ladies, make sure you find you a good man that's going to make your ass laughing all the time.
There you go.
Because there's nothing better than laughter. Nothing, ladies.
So what are we talking about today, baby?
I don't know. You can talk about anything you want. Actually, I want to talk about this article that I read, or actually it was a post on Instagram that someone had posted. And I read it and I loved it. I loved it so much. And I'll tell you why I loved it. It's a couple that have been married for about 12 years together. They run a business together, similar to us. And they were talking about some of the things that they did or they realized they had done throughout their marriage to make them successful throughout their business and happy.
Oh yeah,
marriage.
You told me about that. That's the real estate couple.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah,
they also do real estate.
Yeah, a little different than us, but I thought we've been together for 20 years, and almost every point that they had talked about was what you and I always talk about on our podcast.
Yeah.
You know,
like legit. Like when she started telling me about that, I realized that it's true that others do the same type of stuff that we've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
In their own marriage, in their own business, in their own life, and they're doing great things together. You know what I mean? They're able to build a massive business together. They're able to still enjoy each other and have fun and.
Yeah, they said they started from nothing, just like us, and they built a great real estate business after 4 years or whatever it was. And it's amazing because, it's so relatable. And I thought, we talk about our success in our marriage and our relationships all the time on this podcast, but these guys kind of hit it right on the bang on because...
Well, they give 15 points?
Yeah, there's about 50 points here. I'm going to read them all.
So, I mean, those are all, I'm sure they're all things that we've talked about before. Because, I mean, she's I know you read a few of them to me, and I'm like, yeah, of course, yeah, we do that. It's something somebody talked about that on our show or some...
Yeah. Well, there was an example. I'll read them all to you, but one of them says, always dress to impress each other. You say that all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't leave the house without, you always dress to impress yourself and impress, we always are like this. And these are the points that we think are extremely important to have a successful marriage.
Well, why don't you go through some
I'm
of the
going
points?
to, but it's also for the couples that are trying to have their business together or entrepreneurial journey together.
Yeah.
And keep the marriage or relationship healthy at the same time.
Yeah.
So
these guys are where? They're
I think they're in England. I just start following them. I don't know them very, very well, but I am going to mention them.
Yeah.
The gentleman's name is James. I'll have their information all posted for you guys if you want to follow them. But like I said, I don't know them. I just loved this article that they wrote.
Yeah.
They said, here are 15 lessons that we learned about our marriage along the way of us building our real estate business. And one of them, the first one is, you ready? And we're going to compare them to ours and see how they.
You don't have to read all 15. You just choose the ones you like.
Okay.
That relate to us the most. Yeah.
Okay. So
there's a lot of points.
He said,
there are all the points.
The first one he said is he says, when you marry your partner, you also marry their goals, beliefs, and worldwide views.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we say all the time, our goals and values are so similar, and that's why our marriage is successful.
It doesn't mean that we have the same goals. It just means Nina has certain goals and I have certain goals, but then we coincide them together. How can we do them where, you could do your own thing, I could do my own thing, but I got to help somehow. I got to be there to support you and push you and
that's right. So you
and
support
vice
my
versa.
goals and beliefs, and I do the same thing for you.
Absolutely.
If we didn't, then just the marriage would not work.
Yeah.
And these are all the points for you guys to help you with the things that will.
Well, I just wanted to say that last thing, just because, yes, we work together and these people work together. a lot of people out there don't.
Yeah.
But you can still have your goals go the same way.
Absolutely.
Or have similar goals and help each other with your goals.
Exactly, 100%. So this points us. So we 100% relate to this. Point number 2, he says, communicate problems clearly. Your partner cannot read your mind. We worked hard on this for years.
I'm still working hard on this.
Get it. But it's true. If you don't communicate clearly, you can't solve any issues.
But you know how hard that is, though, in real life, though, because you think about, you come up with your own story of everything that happens to you in a day. You create your own story in your head, and sometimes that's not the true story. Sometimes that's what you just create, right? So you're assuming that you're on the same page with somebody, but their story is completely different as to what you just heard or did or happened or whatever. So, when you're, let's say, arguing with somebody, you're talking to somebody, you're assuming they're exactly on the same page. It's obvious. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's in my head. What else could it possibly be?
You convince yourself you're right.
And then you turn around and you say, this is what I had from that. And you're like, oh, shit. Yeah, I guess it could have possibly been that too.
But it's a totally different direction. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that's why you communicate clearly as to what your needs are, what your concerns are. Otherwise, your partner is not a shrink, can't read your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
We know that for a fact. We've gone through this.
I just realized you said dressing well for each other. I'm still in my work clothes and you're in some like nice, beautiful, comfy pajamas. I should have changed. Forget it. Go.
Okay, this one here, it's, I can relate to it a little bit. Let's see if you can relate to it.
Right.
Your partner is not responsible for making you feel happy or complete. I used to think that you should know me and you should not do certain things because you know me so well. And that's not fucking true.
Yeah.
It's not your job to make me feel, I'm happy. I have to make myself happy. It's not your job to make me feel complete and happy. It's mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to understand that from my inside.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's not just with relationships. It's with everything, with friendships and all that stuff. You get into arguments with people because you expect them to be on the same page as you. Mm-hmm. I was upset and blah, blah, blah. But what if I came in and I'm not upset? I'm having a good time and all of a sudden you're upset. I can't jump on your page right away. I
agree.
Slowly get there. Actually, what's funny? You saying that. I don't know if it was in Will Smith's book or if it was an interview he did, whatever, but he was talking, this way before the Smack stuff, but he was talking about, him and Jada had issues with each other and with the way their I guess their lives were going, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he said that I had to, I think it was in his book, I had to separate myself from her happiness. You make yourself happy, I'll make myself happy, then we'll come together happy.
Yeah.
And that's amazing the way it was said. I mean, clearly they still have issues. I mean, that whole slap thing had to do with, making each other happy or safe or whatever that is. But, it's something that clearly, people with great relationships practice like over and over again.
Absolutely.
Good.
And we're working hard on that one all the time. I love it. Now at this point it says, we can relate to this for sure because we've gone through it. He's saying, do not delay starting a family to prioritize your business or career. A healthy marriage can easily handle both.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with this guy any more than this because
I didn't realize that before the kids were around though.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not ready yet.
So when we were married for almost 4 years before when we start talking about having kids.
And dating for 6.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
So that was almost 10 years we were together. I said to Raj, I'm ready to have a baby. He's like, really? Why? Well, I'm like, most of my friends are pregnant or have already had babies. I kind of want to be on the same page, just not just because of anything. It's just because I always want to have a child before I'm 30. And I was at 28 at that time.
Right.
I said, in 2 years, I'll be 30. I would like to have, I'd at least be pregnant by then. Well, sure enough.
10 years is a long time to be together.
Yeah.
Without having a baby.
100%. We were together for 10 years and then we had my daughter. We got pregnant.
Where I come from, 10 days is you get pregnant.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so So yeah, I agree. We had our kids. At the same time, we had just started our real estate business together.
Yeah.
Guess what, you guys? We fucking tackled them both together. We had 2 babies back to back. We were both brand new in real estate business, both of us. We hired a nanny 3 years after we had our kids, and we took off our business. We raised our children, and I mean, I'm not.
We legit like substituted the budget for an assistant at work to say we need more an assistant at home.
Which was booked out perfect. It saved our marriage.
Yeah. And she ended up being a little bit of both. She would help us with some stuff. We'd pay her some overtime to work with us and help us with some paperwork and stuff like that. So
and she stayed with us till the kids were 10 for 7 years. And it was amazing. But that's what I mean. Like, you could do it. You could do any of this. Both of them. Business, career, and your family in a healthy way.
Yeah.
It's doable. We've done it. And they're saying the same thing. So that's very relatable for us. So guys, you could do it. Promise you.
So what's the next movie?
Next is never fight in public. Keep and solve your problem privately. This one, I'm going to have an issue with.
Do we fight in public?
We have a few times.
We argue. We
not fight.
Argue. Yeah.
We bicker.
No. Actually, no. We don't even do that. We don't bicker. We don't actually fight.
What is it? What we do? We do something we don't like.
We do get mad at each other in public.
That's what it is.
And we kind of give each other like a silent treatment or treat each other like asses for whatever time until we leave or one of us decides, okay, fuck it, we can't do this.
But see, that's why I was kind of caught in between. Do we fight or we don't fight? I know we do something, but it's not to the degree of
We've
fighting.
never made like any kind of scene anywhere. We've never.
Well, I don't think I'd ever want to disrespect you that way. I'd never disrespect you, period. But I think that's a big disrespect for me having to fight with you in front of other people. You know, we might have been a little, not like we would butt heads at the beginning of a relationship. Something,
or even now, like if sometimes,
but not
I'm sure we've been.
Do we?
Like, well, we get mad at each other, like I said, and either give each other the silent treatment or that kind of stuff, whatever it is. But we wouldn't actually argue. I mean, I think the closest we ever came to arguing in front of somebody would be in front of an Uber driver or something. But
yeah, okay,
that's about it.
Okay, so we'll work really hard on this. We never fight, but we'll make sure we do everything privately. Never let anyone talk badly about your partner ever.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that we never talk shit about each other. Like I won't be with a bunch of guys and say, "Oh, Nina's such a this or that," because I used to get that a lot of times from guy friends, and they would just kind of, like that perfect example when we were at a friend's house. He was like, "Oh, you hang out with your wife? I would never be able to hang out with my wife," that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, looked at him, I'm like, all right, first off, you just dissed your wife. She's not even here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember if he called her a name or whatever. And nonetheless, they're divorced now, those two.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. What do I always tell my girlfriends if they ask me for advice? I'm constantly telling them to never talk badly about their man or let anyone talk badly about them ever. Yeah. It doesn't matter who it is, even if it's your family member, even if it's your freaking parents. You never let anyone talk badly about your husband or your partner.
That's a good one. Like, if somebody were to talk shit about you, like say something rude about you in front of me and you're not there, I would lose my shit unless it's, well, even your family members or something like that. I wouldn't want
Never, ever. I don't give a fuck who it is. I have actually gotten to argument with my family members over you many times because I heard them say something. I'm like, no. You don't do that. You don't say shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't let anyone ever put your partner down, whether they're present or not, ever.
They're putting him down or putting you down. They're putting me down.
That's it. Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's an old saying that we used to say in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
Here it goes. Guys, never burn your bitches. And ladies, never bite the hand that fingers you.
Oh my God. Jesus. I thought I was vulgar. Jesus. Okay. Ooh, back to our regular schedule program. My goodness. So without trust and loyalty, there is no successful business and marriage. Amen to that.
Absolutely.
My biggest.
I actually heard a friend of ours kind of argue in front of us. But they weren't arguing. She just said a point to him about his, let's say, his social media, and said, listen, I don't want to have a reason to feel like I have to look through your phone. Do you know what I mean? I don't remember what the situation was, but the way she said it was so perfect. She's like, don't give me a reason to want to have to look through your phone.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You be loyal. Like, you know, if you want a great sex life, then have a great sex life with your wife. You'd never, I don't know. I found that, let's say, one night stands, I mean, I've had a few of them before. The sex was much better with somebody that I was with for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it was always good in that sense. So anyway, never give you a reason to worry. So imagine if you're worried all the time, you're not thinking about work. You're not thinking about your career. You're not thinking about what you have to do in your family.
Without a doubt, 20 years of marriage to this day, I have not had any of those, which people ask me all the time, what is the most important thing in your marriage? I say, trust and loyalty. Trust and loyalty.
Yeah.
Because without those two, there ain't no fucking marriage.
Yeah.
And the same thing with business.
And when you say trust and loyalty, you got to also pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like, a girl walks by that is gorgeous, I'm going to look at her.
Of course, you're not giving me a reason not to.
I'm not sitting there saying, okay, I'm going to run after her and leave you, and or she's hotter than you are, or she's this than you are. No, she's just hot.
You know what would worry me more? If you didn't look at her, and then she'd walk by, and then you'd look under your eyes, or you turn your head. That would worry me. But when you look at a woman in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, she's fucking hot. Why wouldn't you look?
Ladies, think if your shoes had feelings, and you're wearing a nice pair of shoes, and somebody else walks by, and you say, oh, those are a nice pair of shoes. They'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Like,
bitch, you compare us to shoes?
Why are you going to look at another shoe while you're inside me? All right, what was the next one?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, my head. Ooh. Next one is celebrate your wins together, no matter how big or how small. Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Well, you guys see us do that.
We do it all the time. Yeah, we always are out.
It's a lot of fun.
Always out.
We used to do something. There was our favorite restaurant downtown. I'm happy to say it here. It's called Yoso's. It's the best seafood you'll ever have.
Jojos.
And it's a vibe as well.
It's a fucking vibe.
Amazing vibe. It's been around since like the 60s or 70s. I don't remember. Anyways, we used to go there every time we do this at the beginning of our real estate career. Every time we do 3 deals a month, we would go to dinner there.
And we were there almost every month.
Yeah, almost. For a little while, it was almost every month. And then they were like, all right, we got to calm this down a little bit.
So, know when to compromise and when to stand your ground. Okay?
Well, that's what I just said earlier. Pick your battles.
Yeah. So this is amazing because it doesn't happen right away in the beginning of the relationship, you guys. You have to understand this takes time. It takes patience. It takes, like we said, trust and loyalty to be able to say, you know what? I am going to stand my ground knowing that we're going to be okay. I am going to compromise knowing that we're going to be okay. These are the things that you have to do to make your marriage success. Right. It's not just all strawberries and chocolates. Sometimes there's a little bit of shit sprinkled on top of that chocolate, So compromise and stand your ground. That's okay. It's good. It's good for you and it's healthy for your marriage. Oh, speaking of healthy marriage, it says healthy marriages have conflict and periods of emotional lows. We're all human. We're all human. We do this. Guys, don't forget to continue dating each other, continue to dress well for each other, continue to be spontaneous, take trips, fly across freaking somewhere. I don't know. If you can't fly, drive, do things.
Well, spontaneous could be anything. Spontaneous could be like, that's it. We're renting scooters and going downtown. Anything.
Yeah.
Something fun, something exciting, something,
to your standards, to your budget, to your level, to your season, to your everything that you're in. You know what I mean? Find ways. Marriage should not kill that initial, fire that you had when you first start dating. Yeah. And that's what they're saying. And it's true. 20 years for us.
Yeah. But I get things will
I'm not tooting our horn. I'm telling the facts.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think that our relationship now is, let's say, I'm gonna quote unquote, kind of hotter now than it was, at the beginning. Well, not at the beginning, but I mean at
The middle, I would
the
say.
marriage and the kids and
that
all
was
that kind of stuff. So it was still great.
Yeah.
Loved it. Had no issues with it.
Never. Yeah.
But we got more in tune with each other a little bit more.
Well, you know why? Because you always get what you focus on. We were focused on kids, career, all of that stuff. Our marriage is great, but it wasn't as great as it is now because we were focused on building our life that we have right now. Yeah. So you got to give some to get some. I always say you got to sacrifice something to get for greater things. That doesn't mean you don't live. Yeah. We have never stopped living, you and I. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's why our marriage is very, very successful because we had set our values and our boundaries from day one. Yeah. Yours was to have fun. Yeah. And mine was trust and loyalty.
Was that one of their things? Have fun?
No, it's ours. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Try new things and have fun.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so, but I mean, try new things, have fun, but have fun should be like a standalone by itself, one of the first ones.
Okay, no, there's just take spontaneous trips, have long conversation, try new things, and have fun.
Yeah. No, the reason why I say have fun is because, of course, all those things that when you're trying spontaneous things, blah, 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 you're having fun. But, think about when we started this podcast, that is, let's say considered work or something we have to do. It didn't have to be fun. We could have made it super serious and all that stuff, but we wanted to have fun doing it. So that's why we don't get too caught up in the in-depth conversations that we're having. We'll just talk about a few points and just talk about shit, like just random points. So
it's great because these are the lessons that we have learned throughout our marriage, and that's what they've learned through their marriage as well. It's amazing to see that there's some people like you out there that they have the same values. Yeah. They were not, like I said, we're not just tooting our own horn or blowing smokes our ass. This is real. It's real.
Did you read all the points?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, okay. Well what's their names? What is their names? So if we read all their points, I want to be able to.
James Murphy.
Yeah, James Murphy.
From England.
Okay.
And his wife, I'm not sure. I just legit just went
so sorry,
today.
We didn't research him, but we're going to try and get him on the show.
No, we're going to try and get them on the show and have a conversation with him and his wife.
Yeah, get a little bit more in depth about some of this stuff and see what their business is about too. Because, I mean, I love this whole kind of, like I said, all the stuff that we've been talking about for years and years and years. How other couples can use their own versions of that and create something amazing, not just in terms of business, but in terms of a marriage, in terms of a family, or in terms of a, just a life together. You know what I mean? We got great friends that have no kids because they didn't want kids.
Yeah,
but have a spectacular life. They could have been fighting like everybody else. Yeah. Every married couple that's been together for many, many years, but no, they're having a spectacular life. They're doing all these things.
Well, exactly. This is exactly what James Murphy here says. He's saying that they have been happily married for 12 years because these are the lessons they've learned, and they kept working on these lessons to make their marriage amazing. Yeah. These are the reason why I brought these up, because these are the exact same things that we've been working on for the past 15 years. Yeah. I mean, they had different goals. They wanted to build a real estate empire. We wanted to build a family empire. Like, everybody has their own goals in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That use what you and your partners have. Put it on the table. Say, okay, this is what I want out of our marriage, our relationship, our life. What do you want? And then if you both agree, work on them together and don't compromise any of this stuff. All of these things, all these points that we read to you guys, these are all these are what make or break marriage. Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can go through points like this, or you make a little list of the things that you feel made your relationship what it is now. And maybe if you think that there's things wrong with it, make a little list of the things that you think that are wrong with it and try and fix them. Maybe use some of these points that'll help you, or some other stuff that that us or our guests talk about on our show. See what you can do to help you get that, kind of relationship that just people sit there like, oh, you guys are couples goals. Oh, you guys are couples goals. Because, we hear that all the time, but but I'm not the only ones. I have a lot of people that I know, that I follow, or that we We know on, through mutual friends that have, like when they introduce, oh, these guys are couples goals, or these guys, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of people that have this kind of relationship. So why can't you?
Yeah.
Why can't you have it?
Well, the thing is, we see it a lot more because we are attracting those people to us because that's who we are, right? Yeah. So in life, I believe.
And not just that, I love to hear that. I love to hear, like it was so funny. We were just talking about this random friends of ours. Like there's, a big group of friends. And there was one particular one where another mutual friend was talking about how this guy's never, ever cheated on his wife. And he's never, and they go on like guy vacations, trips and all that stuff. And this person, like, I didn't even ask, but he goes, he's never cheated on his wife. And that made me respect this guy like a million times over. Because I was like, oh, really? I had no idea. I thought for sure, because most of the guys that he hangs out with are single. And not just single, but like player single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like really surprised to hear that he's never cheated on his wife. And the guy that told me that didn't tell me that in a way to, hide it from him. He was just, he thought to say that was
it's a compliment.
Something that he respected about him. He's never cheated on his wife.
It's a compliment.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I asked. So it's, I know it's true. That's what I'm saying. So anyways. So that being said, I hope this stuff helps you. I hope all the stuff we talk about over the years helps you. Because that's the only reason why we do this.
Yeah. Because anybody can have a happily ever after marriage if they want to. I'm serious.
I giggled because we just came back from Disney and I don't want to ever hear that.
Happily ever after. But no, I mean, it is true. Listen, you guys, we really wish you guys, like, listen to these points and see if there any of them you can relate to any of them. And if you don't, then work on the other ones that you don't relate to. See if it works for you in your own way.
Send us a message. We'll be happy to. Well, if you're struggling with one and you want ideas, send us a message and we'll see if we can think of something.
I'll try to help as much as I can.
Perfect.
Love you guys.
Thanks for listening.
What we have, baby.
Yeah, baby.
If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, please hit subscribe and give us a 5-star rating on whichever platform you're tuning in from.
It means the world to us to have your support on our show in this little mini way.
You can also stalk us on Instagram at Head Over Heels Show for more juicy stuff.
If you have any questions, send them via email at us@hohshow.com or DM us on socials.
Thank you for having us between your ears. And as always, we wish you what we have.